Welcome back to the table of ranking. Today I'm doing something different. Normally I rank video games, as this is a gaming channel, but since it's the spooky time of year, Halloween, it's October, I thought I should do one of my favorite horror series, movie series of all time. If there's one thing you should know about me, it's that I am absolutely obsessed with Evil Dead. Sam Raimi's Evil Dead with Bruce Campbell is one of my all-time favorite franchises. In fact, here's I play the games, I watch the movies and the show, I collect comics. Here's an issue of the Ash Saves Obama miniseries. There's 4 parts to this miniseries. I have all of it. I just wanted to share that. Ash did indeed save Obama. That's canon. With the comics. Maybe one day we'll look at all the Evil Dead comics, but, I just thought it'd be cool to rank the Evil Dead series. One of my favorites. If you also want some other great Bruce Campbell movies, check out Terminal Invasion and The Man with the Screaming Brain. Awesome. Bruce Campbell's the man. Starting off, I have the lowest of the low for me is probably the Evil Dead remake. And it's a good movie. I think this was a good movie that did what the original Evil Dead set out to do and back in the day, but with a modern budget. I think the issue with me was that it really took away some of the comedic elements of Evil Dead and was more horror focused, which is not a bad thing. It's just some of the characters I think feel kind of dry because of it. And also there's no Bruce Campbell. So, it's still a fun movie. I'm sure the new one that's coming out as well, Evil Dead Rise, which I think is coming on one of the streaming services now. I'm sure that one will be good, but just because, it's missing my boy Bruce, it gets last. What the fuck happened to my case? Did I eat this? I don't know. Next up I am including the show. We have the 3rd season of Ash vs. Evil Dead. I found this season to be a mixed bag for me. I did like it overall. Some really cool effects. I just don't know how I feel about the story. This season sees Ash find out that he is a father to a long-lost daughter. That's the element I didn't like as much. The character of Brandy wasn't that great. But the other characters are still great. Of course, Pablo and Kelly are legends. This guy, didn't really care about him that much. And there are some other plot elements that were okay during the season, but the last season, the 3rd season, the last one they did, was my least favorite. Next up, we have the original Evil Dead. The movie that started it all. It's really fucking awesome. It is a little campy by today's standards. Some of the effects look kind of campy. And this is before Ash got a lot of his signature style, like the chainsaw and stuff like that. Ash in this movie is just your average dude. But it still stands as one of the greatest horror movies of all time. Season 1 of the show, I think, really sets the stage for what they want to do with the series. It has some really iconic episodes. It introduces Pablo and Kelly as Ash's sidekicks, and also introduces old Ash back into the story. Has a really cool story with this cop as well, and there's a demon. Look at that demon. I really liked this season. Ruby is a absolute terror. She's great, and this is a great season of television. And the 2nd season of the show, I think, is my favorite because it plays with some of the elements that make the next 2 movies I'm ranking really great. The 2nd season of the show, they went balls to the wall with a lot of the appearances of the characters, a lot of the storylines, and a lot of I don't know. It's just a great season. That's really. It's just really funny. The villain's really good this season. There's some really good surprises. It's my favorite season of the television show. Next up, we have a movie, and you can pick which version you want to watch, is Army of Darkness. Here's the widescreen version. Here's the Screwhead edition. Here's the bootleg edition. These all have different endings, by the way. That's why I have different editions. Army of Darkness is the farthest from horror that the series has ever gotten. It's straight up comedy, but it's still a fucking phenomenal movie. It's so funny. It's so fun. The action is so fun. It's got some really memorable moments. Like whenever Ash couldn't remember the magic words that the wizard told him. It was a great moment. I absolutely love Army of Darkness. But it's overshadowed by one movie, and that movie is not Evil Dead 1. Evil Dead 2. I own this dual version. This is how I own Evil Dead 2 right now. Evil Dead 2 is by far the greatest Evil Dead thing. It's Ash really, and Bruce Campbell really came into his own with this movie. It set the tone for the series. It really mastered the horror / comedy style, and I absolutely love it. Great. If you've never seen Evil Dead, any of these are good. Check them out. I love Evil Dead so much. It's what I'll be watching this Halloween. What will you be watching this Halloween? Is it The Man with the Screaming Brain? Look at that man. He's beautiful.